G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. How is everyone? So, there's a problem. You guys have got the countdown timer repeating. Trademark move, I always forget to hit that transition button, but that's alright, isn't it? First of all, g'day to the post-stream viewers. Did I finish my sentence before? The in-laws are here playing with Cooper, so a bit of noise in the background. I'm not sure how good this tiny little microphone is at picking that up, but you might be able to hear some adults making some silly noises. G'day G-Snap, how are you? G'day Craig. Very kind comments from G-Snap on my video yesterday. So I'm going on a dirt bike ride tomorrow. It's actually going to be a fast one. I'm nervous. It's faster than the groups. The category that the ride is in is faster than the category I normally ride in, and it's also a place I've never ridden. So yeah. The main nerves there is it's a place I've never ridden. The cool thing is, it's a new spot, which means I'll get a new single loop relayed into my GPS. What have I been up to? I did miss last week's stream. I don't know if I told you guys. I think I told you the week before. Once a fortnight, Friday is my day to go to the gym, and I was just not having enough time to get the food shop and go to the gym, because I'm the one that picks up the food shop, believe it or not. But I think we're going to start picking up the food shop Saturday mornings instead of Friday afternoons, so it should alleviate that problem. And I don't know, it just got to 5:10 when I got home last week, and I just couldn't. I felt like I failed the team, so I just didn't go live. Sorry, I'm on my phone for a second here. Sorry, I just had to send a message. So moustache is getting pretty long. I was thinking about taking the beard off and just having the moustache. Looking at old photos. Oh, I've got bloody got Loctite on my fingers. So typical 2-stroke rider, Loctite on your fingers. It's pretty standard because you need to Loctite everything on your bike. So I can go like this. If I move, I might move this over because I'm looking away. I actually bought this styling gel to style it. She's a bit dark. Oh, Craig's. So I've actually got 2 trailers. One's at the in-laws and one's here. But there we go. She's a fucking weapon. Let's fix the lighting situation, but there's more light to be had. Oh no. I've usually got this light on as well. Besides that, that's better. That's oh man, the camera's opposite. Normally I can actually look down at it and see where it's sitting. But yeah, The styling wax makes it easier. I should have done it before I came on the live. But yeah, she's... Wait. Now I'm breaking the camera. She's chilling. So I bought her to... I already read this comment, but I'm reading it again, Craig. So I can cook... Bye! So I can put my trailer on. Oh, I see. So you bought a tow bar to tow the trailer. Sorry, I read that wrong. I thought you bought a bike carrier for the tow bar. So I've got the bike carrier. It's honestly so dope. I love it. It's easier than the trailer. The only shit thing is I built my bike carrier and I built it really close to the car, so it actually scratches my car loading it on and off. G'day Chevy, how are you? Every time I get in my ice bath I think of how expensive your ice bath is, Chevy. G'day Fish Fam, how are you? G'day Ilhaze, sorry I missed your comment there. As far as the fish situation's going, last week I tried to post a couple of... What is that? Last week I tried to post a couple of posts for one fish tank. I tried to advertise the 4x2 by 2.5 in the house. I don't need to sell it, but I don't want to sell it actually. But I put a power meter on it and it's using basically $50 a month. And it's $50 a month's not that much, but when I've got a whole fish room, I don't see the necessity to have a tank that's costing me, well, our bill's 60 days, so it's putting $100 on my power bill. Like, yes, I do have solar, but obviously midwinter the solar doesn't help you as much as you would like. There's seen those emoji features down the side, they're covering the text. Oh, it's on top chat. Let's turn that off. Live chat, please. Call it the wife or the... Oh, yep. That took me a minute. You call it the wasp, but you use it every day. My missus made a pretty good point. Don't judge me for this, but prior to the ice bath, I was taking Voltaren tablets once to twice a week, sometimes daily, when it was really bad. And it's been 3 weeks since I've had Voltaren, and I didn't even notice. It was actually my wife that noticed that I haven't been having it. That side won't stay up. That side's cranking. But yeah, what do you guys reckon? Or even if, so like, this is, I just see like the sides, I just don't grow a good beard. It's something I need to admit and get rid of. G'day Matt, how are you? Chevy used it daily for 4 years. 4 years is a while. I've noticed that physically my body's started to get used to it and it's getting easier. but mentally it's getting harder because it's not like that new shiny thing anymore. So I'm finding it harder to actually just show up, but once I'm in there, I'm finding it easier. Craig's in the chat with first names. If everybody knows the channel, I'm not on a first name basis with anyone except for John, but that's only because his name was John for years and he changed it. I was thinking about putting a rainbow trout in there. Well, because look at it this way, right? So the way I see it, a lot of people say don't put chlorine in the ice bath. I don't want to be doing 100% water changes every 5 days like it's recommended. I've got an aquarium filter on it. It does have some biomedia in it, although I am only using it as mechanical filtration because it's just tap water. But if I throw a couple of rainbow trout in there and the filter cycles, and then so the filter has the bacteria in it, does that mean it's healthier than leaving stale tap water in there? Or is it healthier having a fish in there? We could just put one sole fish in there, and then you're like in the ice bath and the fish is like swimming around you. I'm pretty sure rainbow trout would be alright at 6 degrees. I reckon it feels colder, but the one at the gym 6 degrees, and then the one at home 6 degrees, but mine feels way colder. I'm thinking, so the chiller's reading 6 degrees. It goes from the ice bath through the canister filter. So is the canister filter dropping it to 6 degrees? I need to get a thermostat in there. I guess I haven't talked about it on the channel yet. I'm okay about it, but it hit me pretty hard. Sit down, everyone. I lost a fish 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, I lost Doug, the giant gourami. It's kind of, I feel bad. It is my fault. I shot down this 8 foot. I don't know why the camera's doing jumps. I shot down the 8 foot, and then I needed somewhere to put the giant gourami, so I put him in the 7x4 with the Awaru. Now one of the Awaru was fighting hole in the head or something, like it might not have been hole in the head because there was some marks on its side. The Awaru were pretty much sick since I got them, and I would give them Metro and they would recover to the point they looked alright, but then as soon as I stopped the medication they would go downhill. Anyway, the giant gourami has lived with fish with hole in the head before and just seems like completely unharmed by the hole in the head. If you remember, I had the flower horn in the Stingray tank, and I also had the Oscar with hole in the head, which they tell you hole in the head is because of dirty water, but you guys have seen how clean my tanks are. But anyway, point being, I put the giant gourami in there. I don't know if the giant gourami stressed the Awaru out a little bit, but basically within like a 4-day period, about a week, so a week after putting the gourami in there, over the next like 4 days, I lost the Awaru and the giant gourami. So I don't know if putting the gourami in there triggered whatever disease the Awaru had due to the stress of a giant fish being in there with them, or I don't know if I just don't know. But one interesting thing, I had the flower horn, the Thai silk had a hole in the head. I recovered him. I kept him for a good 12 months after I recovered him, and then I sold him, and then I think about like 6 to 8 months after I sold him, the hole in the head came back. So I'm wondering like if treating the fish and also I've never treated chemically for hole in the head. I just stopped feeding the fish, and to me it seems like the parasites don't have anything to feed on, and the hole in the head disappears. But actually so the flower horn I didn't feed. The Uaru I was giving them Metro food because I don't think it was hole in the head, because the way I treated the Oscar and the flower horn never worked for the Uaru. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not a bloody vet. Dominic reckons hole in the head's from genetic inbreeding. It's possible. The Oscar that got it was a chili red Oscar, which I believe would be quite inbred, and obviously a flower horn is a flower horn. I had the giant gourami for about 7 years, and it was fully grown the size it was when I got it, and the guy I got it off said that it was that size when he got it, so he's got no idea how old it is either. So it was an old fish. Going by the size, and the guy before me had it for 2 years, it would have to be at least a 12-year-old fish. There's a chance that just the shock of moving well, it's actually a she, but moving her from one tank to the other at her age is why she passed, and the Uaru were just unrelated but coincidental time. The one thing I will say about losing the giant gourami is it's a turning point for the hobby for me. Obviously I've been trying to thin out on display fish and concentrate more on breeding fish and less tanks. The giant gourami was the odd fish out of the whole lot, because the giant gourami was my pet that I refused to sell, but it was the only fish that didn't fit in a breeding, like, call it program, or no sight of breeding it at all. So now basically the fish that I have, everything's either a breeding group or thoughts of what I can use them for to breed, etc. But the other problem is with interest rate hikes and middle of winter, the tanks that I have shut down, I'm not going to be able to sell them because they're not going to go for any money. I posted the 4 foot with 2 canisters, with media, with the cabinet, with the light, complete, comes with gravel and aqua soil. It's got a weir, it's hard plumbed. I put it up for 500 and I didn't get a single low ball or nothing. The problem is it's 5x2 by 2.5. It's like I love it. It's a tank that tank size. I love a 2.5 foot tall, and I love it in a 4 foot because it just looks so tall because of how short it is. But the problem is advertising it. It's still got 4 foot in the title, so no one's going to jump for it unless they like that specific size tank, you know. To me, a 4x2 by 2.5 is worth more than a 6x2 by 2, but that is not the case for 99% of people. But it would be weird not having a tank in the house. Or actually, I'll still have the Lego tank. I won't be selling that anytime soon. Yeah, the giant gourami had a good life. Before I had it, it was living in an 8x3x3. Then it lived in my 1500 litre tank. Then it lived in the 5000 litre tank. Then it lived in the 1300 litre tank in the shed. And then I put it in the, I think it's 1000 litre tank in the fish room. Coincidentally, the smallest tank I've ever seen it in, and it passed away. People get super scared to drill tanks. Oh, scared of drilled tanks for some reason. Oh, I see what you're saying. So like, one of the reasons that a lot of people won't buy the tanks is because it's got a weir. So I see a weir as a positive, whereas most would see a weir as a negative. I see, said the blind man. I don't think I have a tank that's not drilled. Oh, yep. The better breeding tank on my kitchen bench isn't drilled. Even the Lego tank's drilled. G'day Blake, how are you? How's dad life going? Treating you well? I'm due for long service leave, so I might take a ticket out of your book next year. Ten times harder to sell any tank with holes. See, I've only ever sold big ass tanks, or, well actually, I sold my 8 foot, which that's still kicking. How cool is that? Actually, tell a lie. I've done a lot of like resto mods on like tanks and stands and then flogged them off. But yeah, thinking about it, none of them were drilled. The what's going on here? My phone's telling me to relax. That's not a phone, that's a watch. I've sold a heap of drilled tanks, but it's always been in a rack format, never by itself. Mrs. taking the boys for a walk. Does that mean boys? That means that the brother-in-law is here, maybe. Or unless the mother-in-law was here. Maybe she means the boys as in the dog. I don't know. I'm confused. What were we looking at? Oh yeah. I hope this guy doesn't mind me showing it. But anyway, I saw a guy posting about a tank and I was like, is that my old tank? And then I'm only going to show it through the camera because it's not really my video to show. But it's actually a cold water rainbow tank at the moment. He said it's not heated at all. The background's still in there. For some reason I thought the background was gone. But yeah, it's not, which is good. That background's like 12 years old or something. Oh, did you go up to the snow? I'm pretty jealous. We had hail here that almost looked like snow a couple of days ago. Oh, the boys is in the dog and the child. They grow up so fucking fast. My boy can climb in and out of his car seat now. To me that seems ridiculous. I take him in the starlet, only from like daycare home. It's like a couple of 100 meters. I wouldn't take him for a long drive, but he's got to the age where he gets excited when he hears the boost, and he starts clapping. I should find the video. Oh, you won't be able to hear it because I've got the mic on. It's pretty funny. I'm just enjoying the age where he's like old enough to say words, but he can't string together a back chat yet. This is like the age I was looking forward to, and like obviously I'm not aware of what the other ages are like, but I've got a feeling that this is going to be my favourite age. When am I finally getting into my project cars? I don't know. It's going to be tough. Putting money into them in the next year or so. $21, $16 and $10. Thought you'd be on to number 2 by now. There's no rush. $21 and $16 would be stressful ages for a girl, I would imagine. My sister's 18, so I kind of grew up in a house with a baby, if that makes sense. When I was 15, she was born, so I was like, holy shit, why is there a baby in the house? They're less adorable wiping vomit off them. I don't know what to do. That little, have you guys got that emoji at the bottom of the chat? It's covering the chat. So like G Snap's comment, I read it as have not, then I can't read after that. Stupid. I'm scared, like, if we have another one now, in like a year from now, maybe a bit longer, we'll have 2 kids in childcare, and I just don't know how we would afford it. Straight out, that's my biggest worry. I got stitched up, I jumped like a bracket for the childcare subsidy, so our childcare like almost doubled overnight because of my wage, but I don't really see the money in our account to like compensate for that rise, if that makes sense. They take 9 months to cook. Yeah, so the problem with them taking 9 months to cook is my mortgage unlocks in March next year. So yeah, if we tried now, it would all line up at once and be painful. Oh, 4 spawns in one day. Did it rain? Was it a storm? I haven't had much breeding in my room, but a couple of my flower ones are getting too old now, I think, and the babies are still too young, so $160 per day, what the hell? Ours is... Where's the calculator? Ours is 75 a day. Well, I guess I think ours is like 505 divided by 4 without the subsidy. Ours is 130 a day without the subsidy. So yours is $30 more than that. It's pretty hectic. Like if you were a mother on like the base wage, like what's the base wage? Probably like 700 a week. I guess if you're only earning lower wage, you get more subsidy. But it's hectic. Like, I just can't believe it's so much money. Like, it seems crazy to me. Like, they must be making bank. Like, they must, unless insurances are like through the effing roof. And then, yeah, still getting charged for the public holiday. But yeah, I think would be right if we have another one. I think like, I've got a couple of financials I'll get in order before March next year. Well, actually, they're pretty much in order now. The last few weeks I've gone hard in, like, I had a couple of like the interest-free things going, nothing major, like tires for my car, and I bought the coffee machine, so it's not like thousands, but that everything, all of them were like, that saves 25 a week. We dropped like 3 streaming services because I had Netflix, Binge, Disney, Stan, and I also had Xbox Game Pass, like all at once, and we were hardly using them. So I dropped the Game Pass because I don't use it. I just bought Diablo 4 actually, so I'm going to be playing that after the stream. But anyway, like I had the Game Pass, but I'm not that into games anymore. So like all the games on Game Pass are old releases. The only way I really get into games these days is the pre-release hype and my friends talking about it, and then I'll play that game and that game only. So none of them are ever on the Game Pass, so I just cancelled that. But yeah, I'll be alright. Minimum wage is $8.80. Is that before tax? Surely. The problem is, before kids, like, well, not the problem. We bought our house and we're like kid free for like 7 years in our house and like making bank, and we were just fucking not spending money stupidly, but weren't considering trying to not spend money, considering I got fucking, sorry, I shouldn't really say, I got bulk Bitcoin. I know that's probably bad because it's so hostile, but worst case I'll sell my Bitcoin. So I've got a problem. I've got Gran Turismo on PS5. I bought a PS5. Speaking of not spending money, I sold my VR, which have you seen the resale on the Quest 2s? I sold my VR for the same price that I paid for it. And it was like 3 years later. Anyway, sold my VR for $550, bought a PS5 for $650, so out of pocket $100. Then Gran Turismo, another $100. Anyway, the point is, I did the main storyline of Gran Turismo, and I've seen and I got to the end credits, but like in the game, I'm only 36% complete the game. But I'm finding it hard to get motivated to play it now that I've seen the ending credits. Does anybody else get that? Like, I couldn't go on PlayStation and get platinum trophies because I don't replay games. Anyway, I've also got Hogwarts on my computer, which I just ran out of time, and then there was like a window where I didn't play it, and then now like I feel like it's been too long to get back into it. And then last night I downloaded Diablo 4, and that's just because it's a childhood name that I like, a game that I remember as a kid, and also the hype my mates are playing it. So we'll see how long I play that one for. Craig was a stay-at-home dad. See, I could almost do that. Nah, I couldn't. If I could be a stay-at-home dad if I could get a serious breeding program down in the fish room and turn that into more of a business than a hobby. But the problem with that is, like, now we're going maybe towards a recession, maybe not. But either way, like, fish sales are absolutely plummeting. Even like everyone I've spoke to is just stuck with fry. I've got flower horns there that like I'm just not selling because I don't want to sell them as cheap as I know I'll have to advertise them for. I'd honestly rather just fucking give them away to you guys for free than sell them for $100, you know. If I worked Saturdays, like, religiously, I think we could live off my wage. But like, I wouldn't be able to go dirt bike riding. I wouldn't be able to, I don't know. I'm too in the expenditures kind of lifestyle. Oh, yeah, petrol's hectic. Last week, I filled up the G6, then I filled up a jerry can for the bike riding. I put some fuel in my Land Cruiser to go riding, and then I filled up the Starlet to drive to work. I spent $270 on petrol in one weekend. The Starlet will last me like 4 weeks. The G6 will last 1 week and a half. The Land Cruiser will last me 2 weeks of riding. Uh-oh, sounds like the young fella just fell over. The main thing is, but I don't think I'll ever have to sell my house because of a financial situation. So I can be stoked that I've got a house and a roof over my head. Be interesting to see how much the power bill drops shutting down the 8 foot and that. It's actually still running, but it's got rainbow trout in it. Oh, even like Mrs. clicks the heater on in the bedroom, and I'm like, oh man, 3.5 kilowatts. The room's freezing, so it'll be running at full tilt. That's like 90 cents to $1 an hour. Fuck. I've changed all my lights. I spent a fair bit on the best like LED globes I could get. Have to keep the house because the rental market's cooked as well. Yeah, well, my mortgage might go up when unlocked, but it's still probably cheaper than renting a house like this. I'm pretty sure there's a rental in my street and it's like $650 a week for like, not a shithole, but like, I know, I just thought about what I said. I'm complaining about $650 a week when you guys live in the East Coast, who's like crazy expensive. But I don't live in like an expensive suburb in Perth. I live in like a middle grade suburb, and like $650 a week just seems crazy to me. Yeah, I've almost been kicked out of rentals because of fish tanks. Summertime 4C. That's cold. That doesn't make sense. Is that your hot weather? How do you keep the fish warm? Oh, Craig, you in the market. That sucks. So like, to put it in perspective of what it used to be like, I needed to move house once and I had 5 days to move, and we found out we had to move, found a house and moved in 5 days. You couldn't do that now. Is Shane thinking about moving or? Oh yeah, I see. He got it valued to rent for $470 a week. So like, I could rent mine out tomorrow and I'd be profiteering $200 a week, but it would only be until my mortgage unlocks, and then I'd be screwed, and then the mortgage would probably equal out with that rent price. I follow someone on TikTok, it's called Purple Pingers, and then there's another one, Real Estate with Rachel. I follow them too, and like the rentals they post, absolutely insane. Like a garage with like a camping toilet and a bloody shower on a hose outside for like $500 a week. Four to 6C is the temperature here at the moment, and we're like mid-winter. I'm pretty sure our summer, the temperature doesn't drop below 20C, even at night. Yeah, that's crazy, Craig. I know, like, it's shit for you, but seeing that I'm in the boat with everybody here, like, it makes me feel a bit better. But yeah, that was pretty much a long-winded way of saying scared to have a second baby because can't afford it. A litre of gas is around the $2 mark. Our two petrol cars run on high octane 98, which is like, I think it's 90 in America or something. So your high octane, $2.20 a litre, and then my Land Cruiser, which is diesel, $1.80 a litre. I think it works out to like $7 a gallon or something. Like it's hectic. I feel like if anybody would know the conversion, it would be Blake. But yeah, I'm pretty sure somewhere between $6 and $7 a gallon. I have worked it out before, because like I watch a few American YouTubers and they're complaining about gas, and it was like $5.50 a gallon, and like compared to what we're paying, I remember that was low. Yeah, I'll try and jump on Diablo a bit later. I've got to get my riding gear ready to go riding, and then I'll do a bit of R&R with the missus, and then I'll jump on. Maybe I'm wrong, G-Snap, maybe. Alright, let's go on a rabbit hole. Transition. Alright, so gal 2 liters, is it like 3.7? So then calculator, 3.7, do we just leave it at that? 7.8, we'll go 8 times 220, so $8, what was it, $8.39, $8.39 AUD to USD, $5.63 a gallon US. That's that's the high octane. So USA. Yeah, so like, I don't know how it works, but like your 93 is the same as our 98. So our low octane is 91, or like regular. But like the style that I have to run on high octane, because it's a high compression motor with a turbo on it. Like, if you know how motors work, high compression and turbo, it's just a necessity. Yeah, NZ petrol prices are hectic. That didn't work. Yeah, so $2.69 versus $2.20. I remember when I went there, it was like $2.50 for standard. Maybe it was just $2. Anyway, I remember thinking it was double what it was here. Which fuel is that? Yeah, so like $2 flat. So like where I live, we got like the cheapest, one of the cheapest servos. Yeah, look, see, $1.84, 16 cents cheaper than some of them. That says $1.83, but I'm pretty sure that's 95, not 98. Yeah, that says 98. This one here, what's that say, 95? I can't read it, the camera's in the way. 98. Oh, maybe they have got 98. Anyway, this... No, that's the wrong servo. Where is it? This one here. $1.85, but this place gets absolutely packed, like cars run down the street lining up. It's like a 15 Bowser servo, like it's like the servo was set up for higher transactions because it's always cheaper and it's like double the amount of pumps. But I don't know, what's the difference between Ampol and Ampol GE? What's that mean? Anyway, I actually put BP in my cars because Ampol is a 95 octane with a octane booster in it to get it to 98. BP is the only one that's true 98 octane apparently. Yeah, so like, I don't know, my missus' work is 20 minutes. She's gone through like, say, $60 of fuel a week. My work is like 15. Well, it's like, if you want to be precise, it's 16 minutes in the morning and like 18 minutes in the afternoon. My fuel bill in the Starlet's only like $30, if that, a week. The exchange rate's 67 to a dollar. That's quite high, hey? I think we're going to see it get closer. $80 litres a day. That's hectic. So like I guess that's the problem with like any job, like Bobcat driver, like operator. The petrol is hectic. Ampol GE is owned by Woolies. Does that mean that the ones without GE isn't Woolies? What's going on? My phone's going hectic. Someone's sending me a snap that's 20 minutes long because it's going beep 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 beep. G'day Aquarium Daily, how are you? $2.60 AUD. So you're the same as New Zealand. The thing that I don't get is like they say inflation is caused by profiteering of major corporations. How are they profiteering so much when fuel prices are so high. To me, the fuel prices seem to be in line with the prices of products for delivery and shit. But then, like, the company's records of what they're profiting, it's clear to see that they're profiteering, and like they're saying the excuse is COVID, but like, why are they recording record profits? It's crazy. Like, I know I'm getting older because I'm worrying about financials. Pushing the car is much cheaper. The neighbour's daughter bought us what do you call it? Tesla. But I'd consider an electric car, but it wouldn't be a Tesla. Be interested to see what the Hyundais are like. Anyway guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've got to pack my riding bag. I only decided that I was going riding about an hour and 20 minutes ago. So I was literally in the shed at 4:55 tightening bolts on my bike. Oh, my brakes aren't bled. What an idiot. What an idiot. Oh well. I'm gonna bleed my brakes. I got a bit of a technique for bleeding. I use it for aquarium hose. Works quite well. Air hose. It's good to hear from you too, J-Snap. Oh, charge it for free at work. Does that mean you charge it at work and don't charge it at home? I feel like just that there would almost cover the cost of the repayments on the car. Is this true? I need an answer to that question before I leave. I think like if I bought an electric car, I could definitely talk my boss into letting me charge it at work. See you, Dominic. Anyway guys, peace out.